Hey, what's up, your Marjack79 here. So we have some breaking news in the action figure world. The Legend of Zelda is getting a new line of 6-inch action figures based off of the core franchise made by Hasbro. It's very exciting news. Hasbro, of course, if you have any stake in the action figure world, it's Marvel Legends, Star Wars, the Black Series, and a whole host of other lines that they are responsible for. So if we're getting Zelda figures in a 6-inch style, accustomed to the level of design that Marvel Legends and the Star Wars Black Series line is known for, this is super exciting. The biggest question is, of course, is like which line of a Zelda, or which main core storyline of Zelda are these action figures going to be based on. The major announcement is they're doing 3 releases. San Diego Comic-Con on July 23rd is where we're going to figure out what 3 characters they're going to use. Honestly, if I had to take an educated guess, it's probably going to be based off of the newest iteration of the Zelda franchise, which is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Not my personal choice, if I'm being completely honest, even though I really enjoyed my time with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's certainly not my favorite iterations of Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf. If I had to take a heartfelt approach to which versions of the characters I would like to see, my heart is definitely going towards Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. I feel like those 2 iterations of Link and Zelda, and Ganondorf for that matter, are the most iconic, if I'm being completely honest. Also reminds me of the conversation with Epic Universe at Universal Studios Florida in Orlando as well. We all know that eventually a Legend of Zelda area is coming as well. And one of the biggest facets of that conversation is which Zelda video game storyline where was the land going to be based off of. A lot of guesses was going to be Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but honestly, in my humble opinion, I think the land should be based off of the Ocarina of Time, because in my opinion, that is the most iconic Zelda game of all time. You know, a lot of people still consider it the best, but in my opinion, I think that design for Link and Zelda and Ganondorf is what usually most people still see as those characters when you think of when you think of a main core version of those specific characters. The Ocarina of Time is who you think of. So we've never gotten like a deluxe style Ocarina of Time, Link, Zelda, or Ganondorf before in action figure form. We've gotten them before from Jack Specific. I know other older style companies were making the figures as well back in the early 90s, but it would be really cool to see a real updated, articulated style version of OT, Link and Zelda and Ganondorf, and the more 2026 updated style of articulation and paint apps, so on and so forth. I would love to see it, man. I'm hoping to see it. I really am. I guess in saying all this, I guess I should mention that it's not like we already don't have deluxe versions of the Link and Zelda and Ganondorf from Figma, from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The Link and Zelda I've already had on my shelf for a couple of years now. The only thing is they're hundreds of dollars, where the Hasbro action figure set price is usually between $25 and $30. So I think that's the biggest draw for sure. It's a more mainstream level of action figure purchasing, more so than if you're jumping into the SH Figure Arts or the Figma. You're looking to spend hundreds of dollars for your figure. So this is definitely a way more mainstream for that average or casual common collector, more so than your diehard collector. It's kind of why I'm leaning towards Ocarina of Time for this line of figures. I'm kind of hoping, especially since we're getting the Ocarina of Time remake. I know I've seen a few people already comment that they're probably going to be based off the movie. I highly doubt that. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get some merchandise based off of the movie that's coming, but I feel like it's kind of too early for that. I feel like we at least need to get a true trailer for the movie or the show first before we start trying to see merchandise already. announced for it. So I think it's going to more be accustomed to the Ocarina of Time remake. Some people I've seen that were trying to say it's going to be too early for that. However, I'm pretty sure the Ocarina of Time remake is coming out sometime in 2026. So, I mean, we're already halfway into the year, so probably be out for Christmas time, and the perfect correlation to go along with the Ocarina of Time remake, in my opinion, would be some Ocarina of Time figures. So, I guess we'll see. Okay, that should wrap us up. So, like I said, the official announcement is going to hit the San Diego Comic-Con July 23rd. So, stay tuned. Make sure you get subscribed. Once we get an official look of what's coming, we'll update the channel accordingly. So, if you're interested in that type of content, make sure you get subscribed, man. If you're a fan of action figures or The Legend of Zelda, Nintendo in general, I've been a fan of this franchise my entire life. It's going on 35 years now, man. So, make sure you get subscribed if you want to see me goon over the Zelda fandom and action figures in general. I will say one negative thing. I do not need any action figures based off of the Wind Waker characters. Please, if there's any design, not that I didn't love The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, it's just if I had to choose one core Zelda title to not have my action figures based off of, that would definitely be the one. And I have Wind Waker action figures, the Nindroid Link, the Nindroid Zelda, and I have the World of Nintendo Ganondorf. So, but still, just, please not that one. Let's focus on the more realistic approach of Zelda for these action figures, please and thank you. That's all I'm saying. Okay, yeah, and that's going to wrap us up here, man. So you can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's funny, I plan on uploading my next DreamCon video today, but this Zelda information announcement kind of took me by surprise. So make sure you get subscribed. Stay tuned for my next DreamCon upload tomorrow. So until then, I will see y'all on the next one. I appreciate the love as always. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.